walked up and I was like, what are the positives of this situation? I was like, I get more exercise.
Yeah. Have you seen that? There's this like new trend going around where people are gentle parenting themselves.
Ooh, I
so
love
they're
that.
like having the conversation that their parents should have, where it's like something like they'll like spill a cup of water and then they'll be like, wow, that's very frustrating. You must feel very frustrated right now. Oh, and your feet are wet. That's okay. We'll just get you some new socks, like to themselves.
I really like that.
Me too.
I like that a lot.
I want to try it because I do find myself like, I guess when you're just burnt out or at your wit's end, you're just going to be more irritable with things.
Yeah. Also, I'm trying to be better at, like, when I make mistakes, any sort of mistakes, I'm so awful to myself because, like, if you drop a fork in my house, my dad's like, what are you? So it's like his thing. And then, like, if I make any sort of mistake, and today I was like trying to do captions for a video on my phone and then it just kept messing up and I was like, you idiot. And I was like, no, this is okay. It's learning. And I was like,
I have something similar. I was in a thrift store the other day and I found a sign that it's some woman, I assume it was, actually no, I know it was a woman because then I found her on LinkedIn, but anyways, she'd painted and it said, dull women have immaculate houses. And I thought that was perfect because when my house is immaculate, I can be like, well, it's immaculate. And when it's not, I can be like, at least I'm not dull.
Yeah. I like that. I'm a very not dull woman then. My God. I know I sent it to you guys the other day, but we didn't talk about it in person, about that message that man sent me, the fella who had stood me up and then just like randomly reached out and was just like,
we gotta get together. That one?
wasn't that insane?
The Victoria guy?
No, the fella. So
He's
okay.
Irish, right?
Oh, the Irish one.
Yeah,
Right.
for the listeners, I was supposed to go on a date with this fella ages ago. He reached out and then he stood me up.
Was that the late night one?
Huh?
It doesn't matter. Anyway, continue.
He's an actor. He looks like he's a Egypt. It's like, what word can I use? He was. I'll have to bleep that out.
Why, prick?
Isn't that
Yeah,
a swear?
that's a swear
I thought it was.
for sure.
Is it?
It's a swear. Prick's a swear.
But prick is like...
Now I'm gonna have to
this
do
whole
6
section is
bleeps.
just beep, 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 beep.
Is it? It feels so like 1800s.
I mean, not a swear.
It is though.
So is that other word that I'm not going to say again because I'll have to bleep it.
I thought it was, but
Yeah,
now
definitely.
I'm questioning
But think
it.
about Sleeping Beauty. She pricked her finger.
Well, when you're using it in a
contextually, though.
context.
Because I
like-
could say, I like to ride my ass.
right.
Your donkey.
I mean, my donkey.
Nice.
And contextually, that's not a bleep. is
Yeah.
it?
But contextually in Ireland, I'd have to bleep that whole sentence.
Yeah, you would.
So you're saying if on television someone said, you're a
Yeah.
P word, it would be bleeped?
100%. If
Like on like, what you mean? When
On
TVC.
TV. On TV. Like How I Met Your Mother. Someone goes, did you get a load of that P word?
well, they just don't say swear
Yeah, I
words
think
because then
they
they
just
don't
don't
bleep
say
it in
swear words.
sitcoms.
Let's say they did.
well, then
It
yeah.
would have to be bleeped.
I think so.
I'm going to look this up. You
Go
tell
ahead.
your story.
Okay. So yeah, this was the second time I was supposed to meet up with. This time, the second time, I shouldn't have given him a second chance. Second time, we had a time and place and everything sorted out. And then I was like, you still on for it? He opened it, didn't reply. So then like I unfollowed him and then whatever. And then, then the other day he like writes to me and is like, hey, yeah, no, I'm leaving in July. So we should hang out before.
That's
What?
so weird. Also, like,
What?
kind of sad.
So who has the audacity to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
You stand someone up and then it's like, yeah. Not that I would have got on it like anyway, but I was like, whatever.
Do you think he forgot?
But even if he did, at least
Forget this?
like at least
Yeah,
like,
probably. Explain yourself.
Be
Exactly.
like, oh, I know I stood you up.
No, but do you think that he forgot that he stood you up?
But
Oh,
surely
that's
he would have
even
seen the
worse.
message.
Yeah, it's like the messages above.
But he responded to your story.
No, did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
then actually, but no, but that would
that's
be
an insane
so
thing to
mean.
forget.
Like
Maybe he stood up a lot of women and so he forgot.
And he's
That's
like, and then he
true.
saw your story and he's like, oh right, this
Because
girl.
don't you guys
Yeah.
ever have moments where you're like, that person never replied
Oh,
to me?
all the time.
And you open the message and it's you
you.
that didn't reply.
Happened
Like
to me
maybe
yesterday.
he's convinced. Why am I defending this man?
Yeah, why are you defending?
I'm just saying in some world, because that's
But this is the
lunacy.
second time that
That
like
he's done that?
like, yeah. So we were supposed to meet up and then he just like didn't reply and then he sent me that like sexy message and I was like, maybe. And then he stood me up
So he
properly.
stood you up twice.
Well, the first time we never arranged anything. It was like, yeah, we definitely should meet up. Yeah, let's do a coffee thing. He didn't like respond and then he said that. Like I knew he was going to be a moron, but I was just like sad and lonely.
Yeah.
And then yeah, anyway, yeah. So I didn't reply to that last message. I was going to be like, are you for real? But then I was like, nah, I'll just leave it. And then two of my friends suggested that I arranged to meet up with him and stand him up.
That would
Do
be
it.
great.
I don't want to put that energy out in the world.
Okay, sorry.
No, fair. Fair.
No,
I'm
but you're
trying
right,
to
you're
live
right.
authentically
The
and
universe.
honestly.
Yeah, that's petty. That's petty. But if you ever are in the mood to be a little petty,
Oh, 100%. Like I've made so many decisions that I don't want to make recently because it's good for me but they're not fun.
Yeah,
Like
like
this
what?
one. Oh, like not drinking. That's
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah.
But I have to.
sometimes drinking is not fun.
That's true.
A
That's
lot of the
why I had to
times-
stop.
A lot of the times lately, it's made me feel not good.
Yeah. It's
Bad.
You should come over
I'm
to
like pretty
my
much.
side.
I'm pretty much there. I don't really drink very much anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty nice over
Yeah.
here.
I also just like. I'd like to do things with my day, and I
Yeah.
just get.
You are usually drinking at 2:00 in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. and I'm like, give me a shot of tequila. No, I get debilitating hangovers. And then my mood is also terrible. So even if I am physically feeling okay, wherever I go the next day, I'm just miserable.
Yeah.
How much do you have to drink?
Even
For
if I
that.
just have I had 2 beers yesterday because they gave them to us for free. And I feel so like low energy today.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah.
Was that always the case, or has it been as you've aged?
It's gotten worse, yeah. In the last year, I would say it's gotten worse. Maybe I'm just
You're in
more
your
conscious
30s.
of it. Yeah, in your 30s. But also, I think I'm just more aware of how I'm feeling and what is making me feel good, what's not making me feel good.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's inconclusive with the P word.
Oh, I was like, what are you
But-
looking at?
But in general polls of the public, most people wouldn't consider
Is that what it says, or is that just you?
I was looking at polls.
How about
For
I think it's definitely one.
yeah, because think about all the songs that have it. That the word that I said is hard because no one actually says it.
True.
But the A word, people put it in songs. They're like tippy tow, tippy tay.
What? Is that a song?
That song by Sean, Big Sean.
first name Sean? No, second name
Big
Sean's
Sean.
first name Big.
Yeah.
That just reminded me yesterday. Fiona was like, she was like, "Oh, I've been looking up about these rap battles between Kendrick and Drake, and it just killed me." I was like, "Hello, mom."
That's so funny.
So funny.
Rap battles.
And I think that's worse than me saying spitting bars.
Yeah.
And that's
When
just
did you
a
say
joke.
that?
I said it to
What's
Devin. It's like rapping.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I
okay.
said it as a joke, but yeah,
okay,
he
thank
was
God.
like, "Oh my God." And now because I'm like, it annoys him, I'm like, "Oh, let's keep saying it."
Okay, I'm glad you said it as a joke.
Oh, it's a joke. I wouldn't say spitting bars.
Did you guys hear that there's like a
Seriously?
new thing that's gonna come out with Drake, and it's like something to do with something like a dog like performing some like something sexual on him?
What?
Yeah.
like the prime minister.
What?
No, he's-
Drake?
When he effed a pig.
Oh, I thought.
In Black Mirror.
No,
in
in
real
real life. Yeah.
Nick, you don't know about this?
Mhm.
Which prime minister?
David
David
Cameron.
Cameron.
He had sex with a pig.
Yeah. Or like stuck his.
In a
a
pig's
pig.
head.
There is a colony of people in some Scottish place that they do that with sheep.
Oh. Really?
So that-
Like they.
Yeah, put their pee-pee in the sheepy.
There are lots of rumors about places in Ireland and Wales that lonely farmers.
yeah.
They put the hooves in their wellies so they can't escape.
That's really actually quite upsetting.
That's
I
so
know.
messed up.
I know.
Is
Yeah.
this like is there proof, or is this just like old?
I mean, I
wives'
haven't
tales?
looked for proof.
There's a documentary on Vice about the one in Scotland.
Wow.
Yeah.
You watched it?
I watched it. And there's like even at one point the guy's like, I'm gonna go into the corner, and then he like goes and yeah.
Ah.
Anyways, but the video
But Drake,
of
sorry,
Drake.
So yeah, what's the
sorry.
story? Also, I only properly listened to Kendrick's diss track like yesterday. I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh!
Which one though?
They Not Like Us. Is that what it's called? The one where he's like A minor. I was like,
yeah.
oh.
I mean, all of them are bad.
I know, but that one I thought was particularly
I know. I
good.
mean, all the
lyrics.
allegations. Are
Oh,
bad.
sorry, all the allegations are terrible.
I
thought they were very good.
don't know anything about what's going on.
It's not even worth it.
Okay, I'll look it up later.
Drake and Kendrick are fighting.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
or whose
Kendrick
side are we on?
likes underage. Or no,
You
sorry,
sh-
Drake likes underage girls.
You shouldn't
Oh.
be on anyone's side because Kendrick is accused of beating his wife,
Oh, God.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
and Drake is accused of pedophilia. Both are not
Both
great.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
But which is worse?
Kendrick's songs, in my opinion, are better.
Yeah.
But that's
Okay.
always been the case.
Oh,
fair,
yeah.
fair,
His
fair.
lyrics are just always better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also like a lot of Drake's music too. Anyways,
Me too.
there's apparently a video.
Apparently.
Apparently it's like audio or a video. I don't know, but it's like Drake and a dog, and people are like, he's never gonna recover from this. But it's not released yet.
Everybody.
But is he actually doing? Or is it just a?
I don't know.
What's in the rumor? Like, what? Where did you see it?
Based off of what I'm understanding, TikTok.
Oh,
Based off of what I'm understanding, which is where I've gotten most of my information, by the way, about this situation.
About everything for the past 5 years. I don't read. I can't read.
Your book reviews are just like you've watched TikTok videos.
yeah, just so many TikToks. Yeah, so it was just this dude, and he was like, yeah, I heard the audio. I don't want to say how I got it, but like, but
It goes to another school.
yeah, they're like, it's so disturbing. Like once you hear those sounds, you can't unhear them. It makes it sound like he was
God.
like forcing a dog to perform oral sex on
But the
him or
dog would
something.
just bite it off, surely.
Yeah,
Jesus.
the dog
Christ.
liked it.
Ow.
Okay.
That's
That's
upsetting.
crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
interesting.
who knows if that's real or not?
We'll find out.
Tune in next time to find out what happens with the Drake and Kendrick beef.
Do we want to do out of the box? Because I know
Yeah.
the question is in my head.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's do it.
What's it like being a female in comedy?
Pretty sick, dude. Pretty gnar.
Would you, if someone asked you, like,
Nor.
oh, like the Australians?
Yeah,
No. Cleo, no. If someone asked you, should I get into comedy like a woman,
Yes.
would you do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're interested in it, yes, please.
If you're not interested.
If you're not interested,
Yes,
if you're just doing
anyways.
it for a different reason, don't.
If you're in it to meet men, absolutely not.
No. Also, some people are like, I just want to be famous no matter what.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Comedy's not the way to do that.
Anytime I hear about a woman who's like, I want to do stand up, I'm always like,
Oh, 100%.
please do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like try it.
Well, and I feel like this has not been my experience, luckily, but I feel like I've heard so many women and women I've known who have tried it and then just never gone back, who are just like, I just didn't feel welcome, I didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And so they didn't keep doing it. Like there was this one girl who was in my stand-up class that I did who was so good. Like in my opinion, she's female Erin Reed. Like she was incredible. And I kept hounding her for like months. I showed up her door. I showed up her work. I was in her bed one day.
You're the woman from Baby Reindeer.
exactly.
Yeah, you Martha'd her.
To do it, and she just didn't like feel comfortable or whatever.
That's fair.
So I don't think it's easy, but like honestly, my experience has not been difficult.
Right. Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? Like in terms of what?
I just mean I think I started at a really good time in this city because I started like right when the Omicron wave of COVID was happening. So I did my first set and I did quite well. And then because there weren't a ton of professional comedians who wanted to do spots, I think I got more spots right away.
Yeah, I actually think that sort of narrative is what makes it harder for me from my experience. Like if you're somebody who already deals with imposter syndrome, I think then being a woman that joins and suddenly is getting booked a bunch, people often equate you being booked not with your talent, but with the fact that you're a woman or a woman of color or a gay woman or whatever. And so it enhances your imposter syndrome, because you're like, oh, I didn't deserve this, I'm just meeting some quota, which that's the thing that I find the hardest, is feeling like, oh, I actually earned this or I deserve this.
But I think both can, I mean, I'm only speaking from my own experience, but I think both can be true. Like, I think I don't know, I think I did get booked sooner, and I think being a woman is like something that helped with that. I don't think that's a bad thing to acknowledge.
No, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad that we got those experiences. I just mean for my ability to have confidence in myself, it doesn't help.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, no, and I think like obviously like that's like a personal thing. I think just like for me, I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's a, like, I know that that's like a mitigating factor. Like, not that I don't think I'm talented as well, but I think, I don't know, I just think there are a lot of factors to it. And for me, it doesn't make me feel bad about myself or whatever. But I also totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. And also when you're literally told sometimes people think you got opportunities because you're a woman, that can be hard to take.
Like your peers especially.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Being like, yeah, well, you only got that because you're a woman, which has literally been saying to all of us. Being like, oh, it does make you doubt yourself. But yeah, it is kind of hard. I find as well, especially, well, when I started, like, I found it really hard that like a lot of like the groups are like men just who know each other really well, and they're like beep, 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 and they won't even give you the time of day, and it's really intimidating. And even now, sometimes, you know, when you're on a lineup and you're the only woman, like I'm still like feel a bit like, ooh. But depending on who's on the lineup, but it can feel very lonely sometimes.
Yeah. And I think women have the capacity to, more than men in most situations, not all situations. I do think women like try to do both of the like bits and genuine conversation of getting to know you. Whereas like obviously there are some men in comedy who do that as well, but I think it starts off mostly as just like bits. Whereas for me, I have a hard time getting there unless I feel like I have a friendship with you already.
Yeah,
for sure. That is actually, I wonder if you guys will relate to this. I feel like you will. That is one thing I found kind of annoying, is that I feel like a lot of men in comedy will like come to me to have like an emotional conversation or a conversation about their feelings or whatever, because like for them they're like, oh well, I don't really have people to talk to about this, but because there's so many of them that do it and they're also like emotionally effed, it's just like, okay, like we're not that
many
close.
guys have come up to me and asked, unless I'm already in a chat with them, but no one's like come up to me and been like, can I get your advice on this thing?
Oh no, I don't mean like in an official way. I just mean like we get into a conversation and then they start like unloading. That's more so what I mean.
It is interesting when that happens. It's like, we don't actually know each other
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
I know these intimate details, but you know, I'm not going to tell anyone, but I'm like, this is interesting. Yeah. I think that as well, I've gotten a lot of like, you know, you're funny, you're actually funny for a woman, like that kind of stuff as well. Which
From
is
comics?
No.
Audience,
from
my
audience
God,
members.
Oh yeah, from audience members.
Yeah.
Or I don't
like
usually
people I went
find
to
women funny.
Yeah. People I went to school with, I was like, or random people I just know, and I'm like, oh my God, you're actually funny. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And they often will say like, oh, like girls are just, you know, not usually funny.
Yeah.
I literally had my, I was at some Christmas party thing for Fiona's work, and this woman was like, yeah, honestly, I hate all female comedians. Like after I had told her what I had done for work, and I was like, cool. See ya. Like, what do I say to that?
Yeah.
Like, let me prove you wrong.
Yeah, do you have 5 minutes of your time? Yeah, no, it's just weird, but
People have a hard time too, like complimenting women just like as a sort of like, okay, this conversation is over type of thing. Like, and let me explain through an example. Like with the roast of Tom Brady, whenever I was talking to male comics about it, everyone was like, Nikki Glaser obviously had the best set. Like she was so funny. Tony Hinchcliffe was also like kind of funny. And it's like, why do you have to like You have to qualify it with some dude also being funny. It can't just, because if it was just Tony Hinchcliffe who had the set of the night, they'd be like, Tony Hinchcliffe, he freaking like killed it, and that was amazing, and that's what he does, and da 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 da. It wouldn't be like, you know. So
it also does seem sometimes, and not like, again, not like in our scene necessarily, but just like about how the male comics will talk about female comics. I found that it's like the female comics that are masculine are the ones that they respect, but the ones that are more feminine or dress sexy or whatever like that, there is always some sort of qualifier attached to it, at least like in my experience. I don't want to name names because that would not end well for me, but
that's fair. That's fair.
I can't think of any in that example right now.
Well, I mean, even look at I don't remember her name. She's famous and she's hot and she's a comedian, and I feel like male comedians don't respect her. Doesn't matter.
Is it Eliza?
She's an example of one. Yeah.
I just feel like a lot of male comedians don't respect female comedians, full stop.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's obvious.
Yeah. It's very obvious.
But being a female comedian is great fun.
And I think like a lot of the times male comics will be watching, like if another male comic is on stage and he's having a bad set and he's like trying out new stuff, I feel like the male comics will all like really support and laugh and even
That's
like
true.
do you know what I mean? But women sort of going out on a limb, it's like
they don't even watch.
They don't even watch really.
For most of the time they're not watching.
Yeah.
Which is but I don't want a lot of their opinions anyway, so
yeah.
Also, we have to deal with a lot of unsolicited advice, or like, I got a tag for you, and it's not funny.
Yeah, I don't mind the tags thing, because
I like when they ask, "Is it okay if I give you a tag?" Right, rather than like forcing it upon you.
Yeah,
I mean, I would never say no anyway.
I know a lot of people don't like that, but I just, for some reason, it doesn't matter who you are, man, woman. If you have a tag, and even if you've been doing it for a day, like I'll listen to it. It doesn't bother me, but I understand why it's like annoying.
I just, when they like, I'm always interested to what they say, because sometimes it's so shish, it's hilarious to me, or it's like in the voice of a 50-year-old man, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really match up. So it's funny, but it's just them forcing and not asking. That's what bothers me. I'm like, okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Any good things about being a female comedian?
Well, Danielle said she got more spots because she's a woman.
I mean, I said other stuff too. That's actually not what I opened with.
Well, the positive thing, that's a positive thing that you said.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said that it was because of Omicron and not a lot of professional comedians were taking up spots. But I think sure. I think being a woman in that sense, it's not a bad thing. I think it mitigates all of the other or bad things that we've talked about. But yeah, I think, I don't know, for me, I don't have any problem acknowledging that, you know, there are obviously way more male comics than there are female comics, but producers are realizing, at least in this city, that they want women on the lineup, which I think
Some
is
of
great.
them.
Do you know what I mean though? Like, I feel like this is making me come across as if I'm like a misogynist C-word, but like I think it's fair to acknowledge, isn't it? Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good.
No, I definitely got more opportunities more quickly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Go us.
But then
but we wouldn't keep getting the opportunities if we weren't also good.
Yeah,
I think that's
exactly.
the
Yeah,
point.
Exactly.
yeah,
and it's just like, you would get a chance, but then if you're bad,
if
you
you suck.
don't get it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. And that's what I hate, when it's like, oh, well, you only got that. It's like, well, no, because like you got it on your merit too.
Yeah,
Totally.
exactly.
You know?
Totally.
So it's yeah. I think that the women in comedy as well are always just mostly a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah,
I
I agree.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, just if there's fewer, it's like nice to be able to speak to certain experiences that other comics aren't speaking to. Also, I think like in the scene now, we've really lucked out. Like, there are like so many great guys in the scene that like really lift women up.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, for the most part, I don't ever go into a green room and feel unsafe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's kind of what I mean. I feel like when, harking back to that comedy class, like when Sophie was telling us about her experiences starting out, I was like, that sounds horrifying. I don't think in that environment I would have lasted. I don't think I would have had the grit for that. And so that's kind of what I mean. Like, I feel like I personally started in a place that was fairly cozy,
Mm.
and I think a lot of women's experience is not that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a couple times where I'm like uncomfortable,
Oh, for sure.
especially with certain men.
Name them.
I will. They will have to be bleeped. But like that guy, and then he went up and like he made all those like sexual remarks like about me, and I was like, yeah, but I was also in Chilliwack. So like, you know, like I was uncomfortable anyway. That's what I'm saying. And then I was like, oh no, and now I can't go anywhere. I can't leave. It was awful.
Yeah,
it was absolutely
horrifying.
horrific.
That's horrible.
But at least I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that like that's one of the worst. Like I've never felt, like you said, unsafe, just like uncomfortable.
On the flip side, though, I think one really wonderful experience, at least it was wonderful for me, I assume it was for you as well, was that like all female show that we did where the audience was like mostly women as well.
That was amazing.
That was so fun.
All female audiences are so much fun.
Yeah, I agree.
It was so
So
cool.
safe
It was
and
so joyful.
Yeah.
And like everyone was just like into it and like relating to everything, and it was just so chill.
And they're just open to you like playing around and being loose.
Yeah. And they're not already like judging you based on the
they're
fact
not, like,
that you're
prove
a woman.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, it's an interesting old one being a female comedian.
Yeah.
It was a great question, whoever asked that.
Will we do hard for that?
Sure.
I know what I'm hard for.
What's the
You start.
song?
Hard for that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hard.
Whoa. Right into it.
H is for happy. A is for ah. R is for really fun. D is for Danielle Go.
Wow.
Whoa! Now that was
Did you-
spitting bars.
Did you know that was coming? No. Incredible. You should do improv.
You should be a freestyle rapper.
Being around all those improvisers is
it's rubbed off.
rubbing
on me.
off on you.
Yeah, it has.
That's incredible.
That's really good.
Remember when you did spoken word for a while?
I know.
That
For a
was
while?
so much
That makes
fun.
it seem like she actually did. She like went to cafes with little berets on.
I
She
should
made
bring
us
that back.
comment.
That
now.
was hilarious.
We should have an occasional segment where you do one.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Just
What
do
about
that.
now?
No.
No.
I told you I had 2 beers last night. I couldn't possibly.
Oh, they were great. Didn't
They
you
were
do it
really
on
good.
stage for some...
Yeah, Ernie Hart had a
Oh,
show
yeah.
here at the Mutton called Truth or Dare, and one of them was like do slam poetry. And I
So
did
convenient.
Yeah, it was during that time.
During that
yeah.
during that intense artistic period of your life.
I actually have a perfect image of you in like some little swanky cafe with the beret. There's a
Yeah.
spotlight on you. You're like...
At like Guilt & Co.
Yeah, and then everyone's like...
Can we make this happen?
But then it'd have to be serious.
We could do it as a sketch.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
Yeah, and just like... Oh, I
By
remember
the end, you've walked the entire room.
they used to do slam poetry in the college I went to in America, on like outside, just doing it, and everyone would gather. They also used to do a cappella singing.
Oh God.
They would literally, one time, the frat party, like everything stopped. The music got turned off, the lights got turned on, because this like famous on campus freaking a cappella group, they were the lamest things in the world. Oh my God.
Like Pitch Perfect.
Were they
stuff?
good?
Genuine. They were phenomenal. But my God, were they losers.
That's probably how most people feel about us.
Probably.
I feel like in order to be fully like earnest and excited about something, you kind of have to be a loser.
Yeah.
Oh, but everyone
Like
was
cringy.
so
Cringy, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Everyone
way
was-
we talk about stand-up sometimes, so
Yeah,
cringy.
Yeah. But this is a cappella.
But that's impressive.
It's impressive, but oh my God. They literally came in and everyone was like, oh my God, it's the whatever, the B flat, freaking whatever. And I was like, oh my God.
Pitch Perfect changed everything.
It
So
was
true.
Pitch Perfect changed everything.
So, sorry, vaguely connected to that, and then I'll tell you my heart for that. When I was living in Korea, there was this little like street corner thing in Seoul in this one neighborhood where like every single night these kids from the university would come and do breakdancing and rapping every night, and it was so cool.
Yeah,
That is cool.
It was so badass. I wonder if they still do it.
That's cool.
It was so
Dance
cool.
and music are probably like playing music are probably the two non-lame performance arts.
But dance can be lame. I feel like because it was
and
breakdancing
people
in
with
school.
guitars can be very lame.
But if they're performing on a big oh yeah, you're right. What if they're in a band?
What if they're a band? Guitar. Oh yeah, I have a soft spot for
I think band makes it less
What's
lame.
the sexiest musician I know?
Drummer.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It is.
Oh, I do. I have a soft spot for bassists though as well.
Their faces.
Yeah, I
the
love a bass face.
Yeah, Tom
love a
does
bass.
that all the time.
Like just to you?
Just sit in the
I walk in and he's just like, no, just while he's playing guitar, it's his mouth.
That's
It's like,
hot.
when I
That's
started
actually hot.
when I started playing double bass, I didn't think I would have it, but I do, and they are not hot.
Can I see?
They are not hot at all. There's pictures of my first like performance in the world, and I was
In
like,
the
the pictures are going to look so cool. Me and my double bass. My face the entire time is like this. I'm like concentrating so hard.
yeah.
And then other times, then it's just all over the place.
That's how I feel when I do stand up. I see photos of myself and I'm like,
I
how
have-
do my
Yeah.
eyebrows move
I have
like
something that
that?
will make both of you feel better. So I also photograph really badly on stage. That was always like an issue when I was in the theater. And and one photographer came up to me one time and he was like, "Don't feel bad about how you look really horrible in all these photos." He was like, "Because if you look horrible in the photos, it means you're like really committing to the moment and you're actually like really good and you like are showing emotion and you're like good at your job."
Right.
So I think that applies in comedy and double bassing too.
Maybe.
All right, okay. So
Take
you
it
guys are
on.
drummers.
Drummer, yeah.
Who's your favorite
For
drummer?
Sure.
I don't know.
Name 5 drummers. The little drummer
Exactly.
boy.
Miles Teller in the movie Whiplash.
Miles Teller in the
Nice.
movie Whiplash.
That
Oh,
guy from Blink 182.
Oh, yeah.
182.
Oh, 182.
Like 182.
182.
Oh, 182? 182. I say 82 too.
Yeah.
I do.
That's what everyone says.
Dave Grohl. No, he's not
Dave
a
Grohl,
drummer.
yeah. he
Wait,
used
wait,
to
but
be-
who
he used
is
to
the
be
drummer from Blink 182? What's his name again?
The
Courtney Kardashian.
Travis Barker. Yeah, I was
Nice.
like Kardashian.
Yeah.
Last one. Name a drummer. Go.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
you
guy
got
from
it.
the Chili Peppers that looks like Will Ferrell. I
What's
can't
his
remember his
name?
name though. The animal from the Muppets. He's a drummer.
Yes, the animal, yeah, and
we
he is
did
the hottest
it.
Muppet.
He is. Woo!
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
him.
Great.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
you know the blonde Muppet, the girl. She's really pretty. Long blonde hair. She plays guitar.
Oh
The
yeah,
Muppet.
yeah.
Yeah. She reminds me of my friend.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool story.
As I started that story, I was like, "This isn't interesting at all," and then I was like, "I'm going to finish it."
Where did when we used to say "cool story, bro" stop? When did that stop?
Cool story, bro.
Probably
Needs
around
more.
the same time as OK Boomer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
We used to say, "Cool story, bro. Needs more dragons and shit."
Oh.
Needs more dragons shit. I used to
Yeah.
say, cool story, bro. You should copyright it and turn it into a movie.
Whoa, that's cutting. We used to say cool story, bro. You want to tell it again?
Oh, that too.
yeah,
And then
that's a classic.
my brother would always start telling again. I'm like, all right, no, I'm joking. I went to a movie last night actually in the Rio called The People's Joker. And it was insane.
Is that the new one with Lady Gaga?
No, this is like a queer trans like retelling of Joker. It
Oh,
was
cool.
really cool.
Like Spider-Man? No.
Batman.
Different Batman. Yeah. And it was really funny, but it was absolutely mental. But so many times through it, they had all these jokes about how you should never date a comedian and how awful comedians are. And I was howling.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. I was like,
couldn't agree even more.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree triple more.
infinity more?
Infinity more.
Yeah.
Would you ever date a comedian again?
No. I will never date a comedian again. No. No.
I support that.
I refuse. No. Get away from me.
What's your
funny
final
man.
answer?
Am I blushing? My final answer to that question?
Yeah.
No.
Nice.
Never ever.
Yeah.
Watch me date a comedian again. Although
Who would you date?
who would I date if I was to date a comedian?
I'm going to have to bleep it.
Maybe you won't.
Probably.
Ooh. This could
maybe
be
that guy
the
who
start.
just the Don't Tell set, Emil Joachim, today.
Oh, I meant a local.
Yeah,
He's
local.
hot. He's
He is
so hot. I met him.
Okay, a local.
Very nice.
Okay, Rachel Schaefer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That
Should
way you
be-
don't even have to leave that out because
Yeah.
that's a little sneak preview for maybe a future episode. I also just said that like Rachel Schaefer, I think.
Have you seen pictures of her and her lizard?
Yeah.
So cute.
So cute.
I've seen
Sorry.
her with a different lizard, if you know what I mean.
Hey, boo, 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 boo. Hard for that.
Yeah.
Rachel Schaefer. I'm hard. Oh God. Also, I'm sick, listener. Just in case you didn't
Listener.
know. I'm hard. Oh, Nikki already knows this, so you can plug your ears and go la 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 if you want.
Okay.
La la la.
So I watched this video on the internet the other day. If I don't know if you guys know Binging with Babish. I know you do. I don't know if you do. So he's a guy. He's a chef. He's great. Check him out. But he reviewed every single one of the frozen pastas from Trader Joe's. Oh yeah.
I love that
Oh, yeah.
so much.
Go watch. It's great.
Trader Joe's is the best.
I know
I
it's
still
so
have never
good.
been.
So
Oh, we
good.
gotta
It has
go.
everything.
I know.
Everything
We
in
gotta
it
go
is
for a road
phenomenal.
trip and just get groceries.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It's
yeah.
like guess what? It's like 20 minutes from White Rock.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he reviewed every single one of them.
That's phenomenal.
And he said that the cacio e pepe, which is my favorite pasta, is as good as a restaurant version
wow.
of cacio e pepe. Thank you for the reactions. I appreciate it.
Did she not give you these?
No, in person you did,
Yeah,
but you've heard the
yeah.
story already.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
fair.
not that interesting a story. So anyway, I went to America with my mom and I bought like 3 of the cacio e pepe spaghettis and 3 of the cacio e pepe gnocchis. And then I had the cacio e pepe spaghetti the other day. Took like 4 minutes to make. It's just in little bundles of spaghetti and then little squares of sauce, and then you just put a tiny bit of water and steam it. Bob's your uncle. Honestly, best thing I've put in my mouth in a while. To be fair, I've not put a lot of things in my mouth for a while.
That'll
I
change
feel like
soon,
you
though.
said
What?
best thing I've put in my mouth for a while on the podcast before.
I only have so many jokes.
No, I'm trying to just think about what it was, and I wanted to put them against each other.
What was the
Oh.
best thing I put in my mouth for a while? I believe you.
Yeah, you said
Was
that.
it another hard for that?
Yeah, I think so.
I do really enjoy
Food?
food.
It was something. It was definitely food.
Definitely food. Nothing else has gone in there. For many a moon. No, what would it have been?
I
You're
don't
right,
remember.
though.
Yeah,
You're
said
so
it.
right.
Yeah, because as you guys, and you had a very similar reaction, so I was like, am I back in time?
Which one? Oh, I
Yeah.
also only have so many, so many modes.
So many faces.
Whoa!
That's crazy. Cowabunga.
Wow.
That's crazy. I actually do say that.
Your way of saying crazy, you add a syllable. in it.
I
Like,
do.
Crazy.
Crazy.
There's like a
yeah.
Crazy.
I add in the longest.
Also, I
what?
wanted to tell you guys, I had a dream last night. I was on
A hot one?
I was
Oh,
on
no.
NyQuil, and so my dreams are always vivid when I'm on NyQuil.
Uh-huh.
And I had this dream that the 3 of us were in a movie,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't tell us when the movie was going to be released. And then I was at home on the island, and they showed it in the Star Cinema, which is the little cinema in Sydney.
Uh-huh.
And the pictures of you 2 were gorgeous.
Wow.
There were stills
The
printed
moving
everywhere.
pictures? Oh,
yeah,
stills.
there were stills of the movie picture, and you guys looked incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so cool. And then I woke up, I felt so happy because I was like, "Oh my god, we're in a movie."
Wow.
That's
what we were.
cool.
Anyway, what do you?
I thought you said every dream that's not a sex dream is a nightmare.
Did I? Okay. Nikki, something I hate about you is how much you remember every single thing that I've ever said, and you will use it against me in the court of law. Do you remember? On January 13th, 2024.
I barely was even listening to the story you were telling because I was like, you gotta say it. You gotta say it.
That happens to me all the time.
And
I'm like,
earlier when we were messaging, and you said, well, you and Amy said that you like doing that.
Yeah. But I know I meant it as like a you should just do it.
I know.
I didn't mean it as a like.
No, I know. I was just calling back.
Yeah.
I know. But with Annie, what are you hard for?
Oh, me.
You.
Oh, I'm actually hard for the Canucks. Like,
Ugh.
I know.
Honestly, you can't say that in a room of comics in a comedy space.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I know.
That's
There's
messed
two
up.
parts of me battling these days. Well, there's loads of parts of me in my head, but anyway, these particular two of like, I love like getting behind like a team and the community sense of it all, but the fact that it's like damaging comedy shows, obviously I hate that. So I'm like, and I didn't actually really bother with the Canucks until like a few weeks ago,
until
and
I started doing well.
understood what was going on, and then I was like, oh my god, okay, yeah, I get this. Like this is, and also like it's a short period of time. I'm like a low commitment, and I'm like, woohoo.
Feels like a very long period of
I
time.
looked it up. If they continue to do
June.
June 24th. June 24th would be the final game.
And then from there on out, the shows are going to be bad anyway.
Exactly.
It's sunny.
This is our golden opportunity right now.
To what?
To lose.
No, to do well and like to have comedy shows be good.
Oh, I thought you meant the Canucks.
And
Yeah,
because
same.
of the stupid Canucks, now this is bad, and then the summer's bad, and everything's bad forever.
Yeah.
Everything bad. Well, look, I'm just really into it at the moment. But also, I don't like it because of shows. Not,
It's so
people not going.
annoying.
Yeah, it is. But it's so much fun to watch a match. So exciting. You guys should try it.
I have been watching them just because I happen to be in places where it's playing, but I'm just not into it.
I was like hosting a show the other day and I like kept leaving so I could watch it downstairs. And I have the notifications on my phone screen of the live matches, every match now. So I'll just like, it'll pop up like a half an hour beforehand. Because I love, like, there's
You already got your PR. You don't need to pretend anymore.
I just love, like, I don't know, like, yeah, it reminds me of home.
Yeah.
Because we did that with football. So the team, yeah, they always get to the final and then lose every time because there's a curse on them. But we won't go into that.
To be fair, I used to be really into football.
Oh, yeah, big West Ham girl.
No, that was just the autism. I don't need to contextualize that. No, the ex was into Manchester, and then the ex is also into Manchester. So I was like very into them and all the drama for a while.
Yeah.
But then they're all sexual assaulters, so I stopped.
Oh, yeah. You get that in England.
Yeah, you do.
You get it everywhere, believe it or not.
You do, mostly in England.
It's a specifically British thing.
Yeah. No, not even British, just English.
Well, I was going to say, though, to be fair, all of the players are not English.
It's all the English.
But it's because they moved to England.
Exactly. Rotten soil.
What?
Something about that conversation made me anxious. But okay, the thing that I'm hard for is I've let go of trying to be really healthy when it comes to my caffeine consumption.
We know this already.
Wait, why?
Your 32 cups of espresso that you drank.
the concentrate?
Yeah. But that was by accident. Now
it's on purpose.
now I'm just back to drinking a lot of coffee. I used to drink 7 to 10 cups a day. Too
Holy
much.
Hannah.
Wow.
When?
Too much.
That's a lot.
A lot when I was living in Toronto.
Okay.
What age were you?
24 to 25.
Okay. Well.
And were they all just like black cups of coffee, or did you diversify at all?
Black.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you make all of them? Did you just have like a constant pot?
Yeah, I had a French press.
Nice.
Yeah. But and then I was like, oh, Nikki, you gotta stop doing that because I was getting like ulcers.
Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was really bad.
Holy.
It was really bad. But now I'm like, it's fine.
Now I have 15 and I feel horrific, but it's fine.
So funny.
Because then I was like, 1 cup a day, Nikki. That's all you get. And I've been doing green tea and a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then that's it. But now I do green tea, iced coffee, warm coffee.
So 2 cups.
I have 2 cups of coffee a day.
That's not bad.
Some- not bad at all.
Sometimes I have another cup of green tea.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes I have another cup of coffee. Sometimes it does screw me over.
How's your sleeping? Is it okay?
My sleep's not been great, but I don't think it's the coffee that's doing that.
What is it?
I think it's the fact that I'm staying out really late, and then I do that thing where when you go home, you feel like you haven't had any time to yourself.
Right, I get
So
you. I get you.
Yeah.
Is there a number of cups of coffee per day where you would be like, okay, I need to start? taking care of myself.
See, okay,
here.
this is the thing is before I was creating like a fake number in my brain of how many cups I was allowed to have a day. And now I'm just like, whenever you start feeling anxious and your body starts responding negatively to it, then you stop drinking coffee. you know?
Right.
Okay.
But what I've really been
Interesting, yeah.
liking doing is because I don't drink anymore. I like to drink so much caffeine that I'm almost in a state of mania.
I'm scared for you.
And then I like to go on stage and bring that energy to the people. And then after I get off stage and I go, don't talk to me. And then I sit in the corner and then I take a few deep breaths and I start to feel better and then I'm fine.
Wait, so you're drinking coffee up until like 8 o'clock?
That will affect your sleep.
Nikki, is this good?
I like it. I'm hard. I'm hard.
So
and
you're
I'm
hard
happy.
for the coffee intake.
I like the impact it's
I've
having
not
on
slept in 5 weeks.
But I like it. I like it. And I do like it.
I love it.
If it's before I go on stage,
Yeah.
it's usually just a bunch of green tea.
Oh,
So that
okay,
caffeine
okay,
is
But
okay.
gonna-
that's still
Yeah, but
high,
that's-
high caffeine.
It's high
though.
caffeine, but it's not to the point where like when I go home, I'm sleepy. I'm forcing myself
Okay,
to stay awake.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
good.
yeah.
Yeah. On that note, go to sleep.
Turn this off and sleep.
Go to sleep. This is the end of the episode. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Please leave us
Bye.
some good reviews and put some questions into Out of the Box.
Please.
Please.
Thank you. Goodbye.